Hi, my name is Emily Mayhew. I'm a licensed professional counselor and the owner of Harbor of Hope Counseling and Wellness. Did you know that this week is designated as National Anxiety and Depression Week? You know, I'm a mental health professional, but I have to be honest with you that I didn't even know we had a designated National Anxiety and Depression Week until I received an email this morning from one of my professional groups. Now, I do think that it's great that in our country we're working hard together to reduce the stigma of mental and emotional issues. But I also want to submit to you that having a week designated as National Anxiety and Depression Week actually causes people to have anxiety and feel depressed. Imagine for a moment, what if we changed our perspective and we started having weeks like National Fearlessness and Happiness Week? I wonder how our country would be different if that were the case. I just want to take a few minutes today to talk a little bit about depression, but also specifically about anxiety. You know, anxiety is a fear-based emotion, and in and of itself, anxiety is not a bad thing. In fact, anxiety can actually be a really helpful thing. For example, anxiety may cause us to study hard and do our best to prepare for a really important test that we have to pass. Or anxiety can keep us from being in a dangerous place or alerting our body to, hey, you're not safe, it's time to leave, you need to get out of there. The traditional model of anxiety says that anxiety is a disease that cannot be overcome and that you just simply need to take a medication to deal with the symptoms because there's no way of getting over anxiety. And I'm certainly not against taking medication. I have lots of clients that take medication, and medication can be a helpful tool. But I'm just here to share with you my holistic view of how to treat anxiety and depression. You know, I believe that there are definitely things that we can do to help us to feel empowered to overcome those feelings of anxiousness and depression. There are coping skills that you can learn to help relieve the physical symptoms in your body that anxiety and depression cause. And there are different ways of thinking. There are mental tools, emotional tools, and spiritual tools that you can use to help overcome the temptation to be anxious or depressed. You know, let's face it, we live in a world full of anxious things and full of things to be anxious about. Every day we hear of natural disasters and famine and people losing their jobs, and we're even living through a global pandemic right now at this moment. You know, that temptation to have things to be anxious about is not going to go away this side of heaven. However, we don't have to live victim to anxiety and depression. We can learn tools and coping mechanisms and different ways of thinking, different ways of living to be empowered to have freedom over anxiety and depression. I'm certainly not in any way trying to minimize the devastating effects that anxiety and depression can have on a person. You know, I've worked with hundreds of clients that have struggled with these very things, and I myself at times have even struggled with anxiety and depression. But I just wanted to submit that there is a better way, and that you can be empowered to deal with feelings and triggers that cause anxiety and depression, that you don't have to live as a victim, and that there is hope. And that's why I'm here at Harbor of Hope, to help light the way to hope and healing for anyone who may be struggling. So if you have struggled with anxiety and depression, and particularly if you are right now, please feel free to give me a call. I'd love to help. Thanks, and have a great day.